ladders and some nice cloths and like a mop and a bucket. I'm gonna clean my house like it's never been cleaned.
Action!
We take you behind the scenes of her final dramatic exit.
Let's see where we're going. Konu!
Oh, you bitch.
And find out what her fellow Corrie cast really think of her.
I won't miss the way she smells.
Karen MacDonald is a Weatherfield wench supersized. That's how I describe Karen MacDonald. She plays it with a kind of music hall meets Broadway bombast, with snot raining down her nose.
Trailer trash. Can I say that?
I enjoy her most when she's just being funny, or pouring drinks over people's heads, or doing that.
She's just got such balls. She's a proper northern lass, and she's in that fantastic mould of Coronation Street women, the Elsie Tanners. It's the tart with a heart or the fishwipe with a heart that you absolutely love. And you just think, what's she going to do next? I've got to switch on the telly. What's Karen up to now?
Karen Phillips arrived on the street in June 2000 when her mate Linda Sykes landed her a job at Underworld. Rough as a bear's bottom, Karen got off to a quiet start. Before long, naughty knickers were the order of the day.
Mike, this is Karen. She's good. We're very lucky to have her.
She's already given you the big build-up, Karen, but I'd like to see what you can do for myself.
My first scene, I kind of did all my lines like this. My first scene, and I couldn't get them out properly. And they went, no, come on now. This is okay. This is your character. Next minute, I suddenly found her. And that's where Karen was born. And she did lots of this and pulling her face and kind of flirting with everyone and winking with everyone and snogging everybody, really.
When Saran first started, we had to do a kissing scene, which was in Steve's flat, which was like above the taxi office.
You don't talk, you.
Am I just?
With her being very nervous, I don't really think she knew exactly what to do. So it was more of a kind of read-through. Wasn't even like a proper rehearsal. We were just kind of blocking the scene, and yeah, she kind of dove in straight in there. Like this. Whoa, whoa. Chill out, love.
It was an absolute dream come true to kind of realise that, you know, this was a gift of her character, really.
She may give this impression she's as tough as an old Prada boot, but underneath it all, you can just see it just simmering gently away, you know, that she's a softie at the end of the day.
Sometimes it's the nastiest, hardest people who are actually the most vulnerable because they're so frightened of being hurt because they've been hurt at some point in their life that actually it's like, you know, attack is the best form of defence.
Oh! Cheating!
Working with Simon Gregson's great because you've got the opportunity there to go and work with your best friend and have a giggle and talk and gossip and I get to throw things at him and I get to punch him and trip him up and shout and scream at him and kiss him and jump on him and all these great things that we just have an absolute ball doing.
Saran was the world's worst person to be given a prop to throw. I was constantly injured doing scenes.
Ray, no! Is that your last word on it?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Right, well, how about this then, eh?
Whoa, you stupid woman!
Because we had such a good kind of relationship, it was kind of by accident we were doing scenes, and they were kind of funny and very kind of Jack and Vera-ish, you know. So it was decided that she would take the kind of dominant role and I'd be like the subservient, badly treated boyfriend, you know. And it kind of went from there, really. And it was just, so the writers loved it and jumped on it and the rest is history kind of thing.
What flaming Romeo, you know?
Spotting the potential for a new Corrie double act, the scriptwriters came up with a unique way of getting them together. The factory girls bet Karen that she couldn't get Steve to propose. Karen took them on, told Steve, and offered him a 50-50 split of the winnings. But no one thought they'd go through with it.
Oh, I never.
Flaming egg.
Yeah, me. Karen, we haven't known each other long, but long enough. So will you marry me?
I don't believe it. Yeah.
Soap operas are so bizarre anyway, you know what I mean? It won't be long till there's ghosts and aliens in the thing, you know what I mean? So it was no big shock that it was something quite bizarre like that.
As far as I'm concerned, Steve and Karen absolutely belong together. They are classic Corrie couples in the Hilda Ogden and Stan Ogden tradition, and they should always be together. It's only ever right when the two of them are together, be it at loggerheads or be it in each other's arms.
I don't know what to say.
Well, I think they tell you what to say. We just got to repeat it.
So we're really going to go through with it then?
They actually get to the point where they're in the registry office and they're standing opposite each other. All the girls have clacked out of Wonderworld to go down to see if they're actually going to do it. And they're put in this unenviable position where they're facing each other in front of their pals and they've got to go through with it.
I think Ali was definitely shocked when they got married for a bit. I mean, who wouldn't be? You know, and not only that, Eileen had to hand over her own ring during the ceremony because they didn't even have a ring.
Yeah, you can borrow mine.
Stop.
Come here, Eileen. Be careful.
Thank you. Appalling behaviour. Disgraceful.
I give you this ring as a symbol of my commitment to our marriage. I'm acting the vows, but I couldn't say them. Like, dead nervous. Oh, well, that's going... I can't do it, I'm sorry.
He said, I don't like doing this. It's all a bit funny, doing marriage scenes. So you're actually marrying me, Simon. It's fine.
I promise to love, cherish, honour and respect you.
Better get the calculator out.
What a wonderful way to get a partner. Because if she had actually dated Steve properly, if she'd gone through all that rigmarole and then he'd turn around and said, on your bike, girl, she would have really been devastated because it would have confirmed for her she wasn't a nice person, she wasn't that good. But of course, if she can do it on a bet, then if it doesn't work out, she'll go, well, it was only a bet anyway. And so it was kind of a way for her to get into a relationship, which underneath it all is something Karen desperately, desperately craves.
She can't actually believe that he's with her, you know, because he's like the hunk of the street, and, you know, Karen's just my Steve, my Steve, my Steve, my Steve all the time. You know, that's all she says. Steve, my Steve, you know, that's it. She just reiterates his name all the time to make sure that she's, you know, they're together. It's really, really sweet. Really sweet.
Karen, I love you. I've gone and done it now, haven't I?
You love me?
Yeah.
I love you too.
He'd kind of met his match, really, I think. And he liked it, so he fell in love, and he told her so. So that was that. Ah, soft git.
Coming up after the break, we're talking brawn.
Everyone thinks that Karen ran off with Joe. She had bloody good reason to run off with Joe.
We're talking bombshell.
Is it who the real father is? And that horrid Tracy Barlow came in and ruined it all.
And babies.
What are you having?
A baby. And she says, oh, I'm a barren Karen. Actually, I'm Shelley Sproggs. How about that, Tracy?
But effectively, you've got a collapsed, semi-conscious person on the floor who's suffocating to death.
I've never seen that sort of thing happen before. I hope I never see it again.
I just feel like I'm just carrying on. I'm not getting anywhere.
40% of children now suffer from asthma, eczema or hay fever.
I hate seeing him like this. I just want my little happy Jimbo back.
I just feel like I'm being held to ransom by my own body.
The day-to-day courage to fight being allergic to life. 9:30 tonight.
One finger, one button. How many things can you do just pressing a button? Magnifica DeLonghi is fully automatic. One finger to taste the intense aroma of a perfect creamy Italian cappuccino or espresso. One finger to clean it, and then remove the milk container and store it in the fridge. Magnifica DeLonghi, just one finger. DeLonghi, living innovation.
the agile new Mitsubishi 380. With a powerful 3.8-litre V6. It's the perfect combination of power and space. We've created a car you'll love to drive. Now find a road to match it. Mitsubishi 380. Love the road.
Two of the world's greatest performers come together for one magical night. Stevie Nicks and John Farnham in 3 special concert events in Auckland, New Plymouth and Christchurch, March 2006. Tickets on sale now from Ticketek or Ticketmaster. Stevie Nicks, John Farnham and special guest Vanessa Carlton in New Zealand. Proudly presented by Andrew McManus.
With hundreds of dollars of savings on everyday products like these. The latest New World coupon book is out now.
At Hunter Furniture, we've got you covered. Find the perfect furniture to suit your style direct from the manufacturer. You'll pay no deposit, no interest, pay nothing until 2007 store-wide. All furniture carries my personal guarantee.
By the time you wake up, the IRB will have decided which country will host the 2011 Rugby World Cup. Will it be Japan, South Africa, or will it come here? We get reaction from the winners and the losers tomorrow on Close Up.
Baby, look alright, Muppet!
The honeymoon's over for the McDonalds. After just 2 years as husband and wife, their marriage is on the rocks. And Karen's about to get a new partner in crime.
Another girl.
You're driving me mad!
Still, it's only another 6 hours until you see him again.
There's not a lot I can do about that, Steve, because he's my boss!
Enter stage left, Joe Carter, of course, suave, sophisticated, and a little bit of a devil, it's fair to say, with an eye for the ladies.
I think that it'd be a crying shame for a gorgeous woman like you to go to sleep alone tonight.
They were in this hotel together and she was very tempted, but Karen adores Steve, which is the whole point of their relationship, and she would never have done anything. She likes the flirt and she likes the chase, and she almost did it, but then she said, no, I'm going to get a cab home, I'm going to go and see my Steve.
Back in Weatherfield, Steve's jealousy has got the better of him, and thinking Karen was being unfaithful, he set out to get even. Before long, the man she loved and trusted had betrayed her.
What he does is gets himself a little bit sold with some tramp that he meets in a bar. And, of course, Karen later discovers his treachery.
Who's been in this bed?
No one. She can cry like that, you know. She can either do the full tears or she can just let one tear go down. She's kind of like got an internal tap to her eyes, you know. She like switches it on.
Don't lie to me, it's written all over your face!
And I think that's probably where it began to unravel for Steve and Karen. Perhaps that was the point of no return, because obviously the trust, which they'd always had between them, had finally fractured.
If we can't trust each other, then we've got nothing. Now get out of my way.
But you can't trust me. It was a one-off, I swear.
Get out of my way.
I think when we watch Coronation Street and we see Karen and Steve together, we recognise people we know. And I think that's why we warm to this situation, to Karen, to Steve, to the whole scenario, because we know that it's actually true to life.
But it isn't real life, it's soap. So after a quickie divorce, Steve got down on one knee and proposed again. This time for love.
Will you marry me?
Yeah.
Wedding number 2 for the McDonalds, the biggest soap had ever seen. Karen wanted the fairy tale with no expense spared, and the whole street turned out to witness the happy day.
Karen's big day was going to be just that. It would rival Posh and Beck's, make no mistake.
Karen just wanted to have the most dramatic wedding that we've ever seen in Weatherfield. You know, I think they were shipping in swans and various small forms of wildlife on the day.
Eileen thought the whole wedding was ridiculous.
She was determined to have the coach and horses, the full spread.
Steve runs a cab company at the end of the day, and she sews knickers. So God knows where they got the money from. I mean, I think Steve will be still paying it off for the rest of his life, I think.
Unfortunately, it was January, and so to film a wedding in January in a freezing cold chapel, you can actually see our breath on some of the shots because it was so cold.
Okay, stand by to rehearse, please. It was flipping freezing and the rain was falling down and we had these fur things and Vicky, Janice, had twisted her ankle. So along with that, we had one bridesmaid on crutches in the peeing down rain. It was a fun day.
It was the biggest talking point of the whole street, but not quite in the way that she planned, bless her.
The wedding of the year was about to get a whole lot more dramatic for the bride and groom. 14 million viewers tuned in to see Tracy Barlow shatter Karen's dreams.
I felt so sorry for Karen because it was Karen's day, a perfect day, and that horrid Tracy Barlow came in and ruined it all.
Tracy Barlow, lurking like a gargoyle in the background, suddenly makes her presence known, parts the congregation, of course, and drops the bombshell that Amy is actually Steve's daughter. And that moment on Karen's face is vintage Corrie.
This is who the real father is. Bridegroom, Steve, not Roy Cropper. Well, aren't you? Go on, tell her.
What did you just say?
Things I love about Karen is that she's so sort of pretty to look at, but then when Steve's done something wrong, i.e. he's gone to talk to Tracy or gone down to London, she has that look. And you just know it's the bulldog swallowing the wasp, and it's like, Steve, my Donald, just you wait till I get you home.
I think I'd die if I ever kind of really watch myself and what my face does. It contorts itself into a completely different person when Karen's mad. And she does all this, and she does that, and she does this. But then, oh God, I got carried away.
What did she say?
I said, Steve, that you're marrying is the baby's father.
You lying little whore.
Well, then why don't you ask him, Karen? Go on.
The way Saran portrayed Karen, and that was just, her acting was, it was just, you could hear a pin drop in that church. It was brilliant acting.
All in all, it took 3 weeks, and by the end, I wanted to burn that wedding dress because I was so sick of putting it on. Because everyone said, oh God, it must be great to film a wedding because you get to be like the belle of the ball. And I said, yeah, for the first week, it's great to go in and put your wedding dress on and get your hair done. And then, by the 3rd week, everyone's really tired, and I'm kind of hitting people away who's trying to put my rollers back in. I'm going, get off, all right. You know, just give me the shoe while I smack Tracy, you know.
Karen, don't make it work.
How can it be anyway?
Because she means it. When it comes to screwing money out of people, she does it very well.
Oh, as opposed to just screwing people.
Karen had Tracy up with the stiletto. And literally, if I had to move at exactly the right time because the stiletto came and smacked me over the head. And it would have hit me in the face if I hadn't bobbed down at exactly the right time. So yeah, that was another moment where my heart was in my mouth a little bit. Because I mean, that wouldn't have been good, would it?
See our magazine, available now.
Do not adjust your sets. Sanyong's 2020 drive-away deals are on now. Packed with value you won't believe your eyes. The 7-seat standard pebble mover drive-away from only $36,990. The Musso Sports Diesel for only $32,990. And the luxury 4-wheel drive Rexton Diesel for only $42,990. Plus, you get 20,000 Ks of free diesel road tax and 20,000 Ks free servicing. You'll think you're seeing double. And $1,000 free diesel with 12 months free registration. You may now return to regular viewing.
Congratulations to the winners and finalists at the Qantas Television Awards. New Zealand stories, New Zealand faces, great television.
Karen and Steve finally did make it up the aisle. But her dreams of a perfect wedding and marriage were not to be.
Right! That's enough!
She was at war with Tracy Barlow. Steve had a love child living just across the street.
Just me and you then, eh?
And then her unhappy past came back to haunt her.
Yes.
Karen's parents had rejected her in her teenage years, and when her father turned up with the news that her mother was dying, we learnt more about the disturbed child behind the brash exterior.
This man disowned me. Told me never to darken his doorstep again. And wasn't there something about me burning in hell?
Well, the more reason to drop by and bury the hatchet then, eh?
He isn't here to apologise.
I've got nothing to apologise for.
Well, then what are you here for? Do you want another crack at saving me? Just take a look around you. I'm a lost cause. And I'm proud of it.
The memories she has of her mother are the memories of fighting and having to leave and all of that, and that's all she'll ever have. And suddenly, you know, when you look at her father, it's too painful. Just go. Just get out my life, you know. Don't remind me of the pain that I've been through, and don't remind me that I haven't got a family. When Karen's mother died, that was horrendous because they never made peace. It's like being an adult orphan. There is no possibility to change the end of your story. The person is not there.
I know that it's too late, but what I realise is that she just wanted me to be a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the way that she went about things. That's why I hated her. She was always telling me I was bad. You know, that is all I can remember her ever saying to me, how bad I was. And the more she said it, the more I thought, yeah. Well, you just watch. I'll show you what bad is.
I thought it was lovely to actually delve into Karen's past, and I think perhaps if Karen or Saran Jones had stayed around, we could have explored that more and more over the years. That would have been lovely. Karen's history.
But Karen was looking to the future, moving on, making plans and babies.
And I'm going to draw us up a timetable.
With what?
Well, of when I'm ovulating. Well, it's dead easy. I take my temperature. When I'm hot, I'm ready. Oh, that's when you come in.
Well, you really know how to make a bloke feel special. Karen definitely wanted that baby as soon as possible. So, she was just not going to stop until until she was pregnant.
Come on now. Let's go to bed.
Hang on. I thought you just said you were still angry with me.
Yeah, I am. But we haven't tried for a baby for 3 days now.
I'm getting mixed messages here, Karen.
Well, according to my chart, this is the most fertile time of the month and we should be doing it at least 10 times a night.
You what?
Don't argue with me, Steve. Just come on. Got a lot of work to do.
Steve had to put a lot of work in to get that baby. It was like 10 times a day. Crikey. You'll have everyone in the country going like that. Well, no. 10 times a day, turn it in. Only in soap. How was it for you?
Necessary.
Steve's hard work finally paid off.
What are you having?
A baby. Are you deaf, Daddy?
She has been desperate for a child. And you know why? Because when you have your own baby, so many women feel that the world can disintegrate about them, that their husbands will leave them, but once they have a baby, there's someone there that will love them. So suddenly her dreams come true. She's pregnant. She's got Steve. She's got the baby. It's fantastic.
Lad's name? Jack.
Jack Duckworth? You behave. I want something people aren't going to forget.
Ronald.
Unfortunately, Karen being Karen, she, you know, goes to Tracy and she says, oh, I'm a barren Karen. Actually, I'm shelling Sproggs. How about that, Tracy? Oh, Tracy! Aren't they just to die for? I mean, I've splashed out a bit, but I am so excited about being pregnant. Couldn't help myself. Got your heart set on a girl, then? Thought Steve might have wanted one of each. Steve isn't bothered what we have, as long as it's ours.
But Karen's dreams were short-lived. At the underworld Christmas party, she started to lose the baby.
When Karen has her miscarriage, it is the last straw. Is it any surprise that it tips her over the edge, that suddenly she's lost control? Because all that pain that she feels is now right on the surface, and it hurts a lot. And that's where Karen's at the moment.
The scenes are so sad, because she really wanted it as well. She so wanted it, and all her dreams and her hopes and everything that, you know, was going to make her life better had gone.
It detects a heartbeat.
Does it? You found one?
I mean, that's what it's for.
And have you found one?
And obviously you want to kind of like portray this in a truthful and caring way as well, because obviously, you know, it's absolutely heartbreaking for people that have been through this.
He's gone on it. I'm afraid you've miscarried.
After the break, it's the final showdown in the war between Karen and Tracy. Join us as we go behind the scenes to catch all the action and reveal the glamorous secrets of working on Britain's best-loved soap.
This is like, you know, something different. It's like being in a film.
Okay, I need to get you in and get you makeup on.
I have got a masculine nose. There are photos where I look like a man in a wig.
It sounds like a lifetime worth of therapy there. Or you can always try a quick fix.
So I have got some sweet therapy, and there is nothing that evokes more emotion than chocolate.
10 years younger, followed by Taste New Zealand, Friday on 1.
The waiting's over with Extra Broadband. Get a free broadband modem, free connection, and the new Extra Security Suite free for 3 months. Call 0800 00 3040.
She's gorgeous. Can I use your bathroom?
Unlike liquid clip-ons, only Harpic 2-in-1 combines a concentrated cleaning block with a continuous fragrance gel.
Yeah, sure.
What does your loo say about you?
Credit cards, hire purchases, they must be a better way.
Yeah, and here it is. At Credit Express, we work for you. So take control of your debt with a team that's on your side.
All about personal finance.
You're going to be quite impressed with my presentation. So what's that you're doing with the shower?
We wash them up, stick them in a bag, stick them in the pantry. When you're doing an anti-pasta, you buy some marinated mussels, open the shower, stick them in there. Decoration looks really good.
Nice. Okay.
Dad told me when I was old enough to understand, he'd tell me how it happened. There was a guy coming from this way. He was speeding. I understand that. Mom and Dad was coming from this way. I understand that. Guy that was coming from this way was going too fast for the corner. He was speeding and he slid across the center line. He crashed. I understand that. But it was my mom that died. That's just something I never understand.
Introducing Damani, stylish furniture to suit all lifestyles. For a limited time, we'll pay your GST, plus make no payments till next year, then pay no interest till 2008. Damani, available at Morehouse Furniture and all Hunter Furniture stores.
Jetstar's flights are taking off soon. Fly to Brisbane, the Gold Coast, Sydney and Melbourne. Buy great extras like hot meals and video on demand.
Let's do it. Let's fly Jetstar.
Book at jetstar.com. Conditions apply.
At Brent's, all our vehicles have had an independent AA inspection, so you can drive away your next Toyota with the confidence that someone else has checked it too.
Recollections Spring Catalogue Sale is now on. Quality period lighting, superb bathroom products, a massive hardware range, and Recollections' own range of quality outdoor furniture. Recollections, creating lasting style and value.
Congratulations to the winners and finalists at the Qantas Television Awards.
Take your child straight to the family GP.
Why on earth do we need someone to teach us about parenting?
New Zealand stories, New Zealand faces, great television.
No, she's in!
Baby Amy is missing, and Tracy thinks Karen has killed her. She's out for revenge, and in an explosive storyline, she changes life in Weatherfield forever.
Tracy!
You can't sustain characters like that in that close proximity. You just can't have them around. And poor Steve in the middle, and it had to end how it's ended.
Tracy's search for Karen brings her back to Coronation Street, where tonight the cast and crew are filming the final scenes that build to Karen's dramatic departure.
We're doing the scene where Tracy's gone to the Red Wreck and she's seen that the people carrier's on fire, and she presumes that Karen has killed Amy because she can see the car seat is being... This bitch has killed Amy, and I think so. Tracy goes completely like a wild woman and comes to kill Karen. That's the scene. Like, you know, it's normal everyday life, and yeah.
Mind the road, guys, please. Car coming up the road, thanks. So stand clear then. Cue the rain, thank you.
Those words, cue the rain, are going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Because, like, in my ignorance, I thought, well, the rain won't be that cold, you know, it might be heated up slightly, but no, of course not, because then it gets steam and also it's freezing, freezing cold.
It's coming out of the ground, absolutely freezing cold. There's been no way we could warm this water up in the time that is required, so we have to give it to them as nature would. And how they've been rolling around it, I don't know. As I say, I've got this protective waterproof gear on here with a hood on, and I'm still getting soaked, believe me.
Here we go then. For rehearsal, stand by and action.
The writers have done an amazing job where they've just built this relationship up where Karen and Tracy finally come to a head. And one of Kate's lines is, tonight we crossed the line and something has happened and someone's got to go, basically.
Filming such sensational scenes involves a massive crew. As well as the special effects experts, there are teams from makeup and costume, plus 2 cameras, 4 sound engineers, 1 director, and 2 stunt artists.
I'm standing in for the Saran, I don't know, say a name that's terrible in it, but I know that it's Karen MacDonald.
Yeah, I'm doubling Kate as Tracy tonight. I'm trying to kill Saran, or my partner Eunice tonight. Just chasing her down the street, you know, crashing into walls. Hopefully trying to get her, but she's a bit quick even in heels.
We're just going to do a near miss down this end, and I'm just going to dive into the into a puddle. Very nice.
What I'd like in a perfect world is her to be moving at you, which causes you to stop because she's coming back.
Okay,
She mounts the pavement, that's the moment of alarm. What's occurring?
Then I start moving.
Straight back again. Back here, and as she comes at you, you should be timing it so you fall in the doorway as the car comes swinging past you.
Yeah.
Okay? It is important that you've got to dot every I and cross every T, because if an artist gets it wrong, we just go again, they've got their lines wrong. If a stunt person gets it wrong, you're into potential tragedy, and that's the last thing we want. And so I want to know exactly what the camera angles are. I can then foreshorten the distance, I can put the artists in, and all these things have to be talked and walked and discussed beforehand. And it is time consuming, you've got to do it. If she makes the far corner, slam into the car.
Got it.
You're happy?
Yeah, great.
Any questions?
Don't do anything so complicated that, you know, she's going to twist the back or whatever.
Give me a challenge. I don't do a backflip.
Thank you. I would like to watch close. Thank you.
It may be Karen and Tracy's scene, but Saran and Kate are nowhere near the action. The stunt doubles film all the wide shots, with the real actors just stepping in for close-ups.
Still please, here we go. Stand by and action.
Once it's edited, you'd never be able to tell.
Because the wide from there, it's worth doing that.
The director, Terry, is happy, and so it's on to the next scene and the next stunt.
If I can get Bob to come to, yes, up there, please.
Eunice will bounce off this car, give us a beat so they can do the internals and eye-to-eye between the actresses after. She runs up the steps and tries to take refuge in Underworld. Tracy, or me, will drive right into the steps, just missing her, so hopefully we'll have a really close shot of the front of the car and Eunice's feet on this shot. She makes it to safety.
I'm going to try and do a Cinderella shot and she loses her shoe on the stairs.
You come in and do that, sharp on the brake, so we get a nice bounce on those headlamps, okay?
Roll to record, please, and key the rain, thanks. Action!
Despite having a stunt double, Saran still has to throw herself on the ground and roll around in the rain. But she's not complaining. She's loving it.
I've got knee pads on, elbow pads on, and I don't know, I'm just being, it's like playing out in the rain and being taught how to fall. It's like in a park when I was a kid, only this is serious stuff. And Tracy's on the rampage in the car, and I'm scared and wet.
I think Saran has coped exceptionally well. I've got to say, she's a pro. She's great. She slung herself down in that corner half a dozen times. She never bat an eyelid, never complained. When it come to shooting, we took the pad out and she was hitting the deck again and again and again.
So the next shot is Tracy driving in. This will be Kate driving.
Fine. Stinks this car when it gets hot. Doesn't it? The burning rubber like smell.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Tracy in the car, she was smashing. A little bit nervous to start with, I've got to say. She was slightly nervous. I chatted to her a little bit, sat with her in the car, ran it through and just helped her to relax. And once she got the feel of it, she really started to enjoy it. And that's what it's all about. You're enjoying it, you relax, you do it better.
It's been a long kind of slow burner really. It's been going on for about 1.5 years, so this is where it, well, it just goes, this is the end, you know, it crosses the line here and they couldn't get any worse than it does tonight.
But it's not the end just yet. Karen makes it to the safety of Underworld, helped by an unlikely hero.
Super Hayley. She's there for everyone. Honestly, this is always the case, though. If you remember, I've smashed windows open with suitcases to save Roy's life before now. I'm actually in Underworld fixing Claire's wedding dress when this happens. So I've already been a hero without the whole log incident. So, no, it's like, she goes from strength to strength.
Okay, so could we pick it up? The door you've gone through and you close the door behind you, but you'll need to open it and check.
Karen's run off because she's absolutely frightened to death.
Camera's seeing you from outside, silhouette.
Because she's got a massive lock. And she's chucking Hayley out, which is really tight. How can you chuck Hayley out? She's only trying to help.
Oh, good God.
With the cut shoots on.
It's always fantastic when there's like big drama, driving rain, logs. It always makes you feel like you put something a bit exciting, a bit special. So it's great. I'm absolutely loving it.
She did it all right. So where is she?
Don't know.
I think you better go, Hayley. Between me and her then.
No, hang on.
Get out! No, Tracy! No, Tracy, please! Please, Tracy!
Guys?
Got the lights completely wrong with the lights.
I think we caught...
By the time it hits your TV screen, it all looks very dramatic.
Open the door! Open the door! Hurry up! Open the door! Oh, God! Oh, keep her out! Who is it? Tracy! She's trying to kill me! Why? Let me in, Hayley! Just let me in!
Right, Tracy, whatever's happened, whatever you two are arguing about
It's more
this
than an time... argument! Just let me in!
No, calm down first. Calm down and we can talk about it properly. She's a pregnant woman.
Not anymore, Hayley. She lost her baby. She lost her baby, so she stole mine. She stole Amy, and she killed her. She killed Amy. Oh, is this true? Karen, where are you? Is it true?
Right.
Where is she? she? Are you sure about this? Yes. She stole the car, Hayley, and Amy was in the back, and she set fire to it. Now where is she? I don't know. It's between me and her now, Hayley, so you better go. No, come on, hang on. Mom, just get out!
I don't think Hayley can save the day. I think it's out of her hands now. As soon as she got pushed out of those factory doors, we were back into the remote. She'd done everything she could. She'd used all her strength, but that was it. So it's in the lap of the gods now.
Despite Hayley's super efforts, Karen and Tracy end up on the roof of Underworld.
My husband!
There's only one man who can save them now.
No! Me and you! No! All the fighting, all the arguments, they end right here! No! Tracy, no!
What is it with you two? Why do we always end up like this?
You were there, Steve! You saw what she did! Why are you protecting her? Because he loves me and he hates you.
Shut up! And you, Amy, is down there!
Steve's the peacemaker all the time. So he is, you know, he's always trying to make peace between the pair of them, and he's, you know, the guy who's always in the middle saying, right, well, I know how you're feeling, and, you know, you shouldn't do this either, and blah, 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 you know, and in the end, he's just gone bang and just said, look, forget it, you know, I've had enough.
Oh, Steve, she was going to kill me if you hadn't turned up.
I wanted to throw you off the flaming roof myself.
Even in the last scenes, you know, myself and Kate said, you can tell that these girls don't want to be doing this to each other now because it's gone too far. And they'd get on like a house on fire if the circumstances were different. But great characters, great, strong characters who you just love to hate.
It's all right, let's get you home.
Back on the street, it's home time for the cast and crew. It's been a long but successful shoot.
Ladies and gents, we've run out of time, I'm afraid. We have to call it a day there. That's a wrap for today. Thank you very much for your hard work today.
A bit hoarse from all the shouting. Trained actress. Very well trained. But no, I'm okay. I've got my hot water bottle and I'm going home to my bed now.
Coming up, it's farewell to Karen and goodbye to Saran. We're on the street for her final scene. And her closest friends reveal the secrets of one of Britain's most popular actresses.
She's the most beautiful woman, then she gives it. Oh, I'm sorry. She's got terrible flatulence problems.
OCD is a curse.
I can't touch anybody. Every instinct in my body is saying, give your child a cuddle. To not do it is cruel. I get into a frenzy.
If somebody said to me, if you chop your hand off, you will be rid of OCD, I'd go to the kitchen right now and lift a bread knife and do it.
Will putting them in the same house make them or break them?
She was in a really, really bad way.
The House of Obsessive Compulsives, next Thursday on 1.
With 20 to 50% off all Manchester, you'll enjoy a great Christmas. Savings like 25% off all Ferrydown, 25% off all Damani, and for your family holidays, save a huge 30% on all beach towels. All I want for Christmas is you.
Wherever you are, the free independent advice of a Mike Perrow mortgage broker is near at hand.
Mike Perrow Mortgages.
Life is certainly noisier nowadays. And in many homes, it's nearly impossible to get some simple peace and quiet. This book shows you how easy it can be and gives simple planning tips so that everyone can enjoy their own space without disturbing others. Phone 0800 317 317 now and you'll receive this workbook so you can specify exactly where you want your quiet zones. Plus this guide to coach you through the building and consent processes. The free Jib Living Solutions Kit. It costs nothing to get compared to the cost of not getting it.
Now from George Foreman, the Next Grilleration. Next Grilleration's non-stick surface grill plates are removable for cleaning. How easy is that? A floating hinge means you can size to suit. So knock out the fat with the Next Grilleration from George Foreman. What a knockout!
Every day, your dishwasher accumulates grime in hard-to-reach places. But Finish Dishwasher Cleaner once a month hygienically cleans your dishwasher, giving you cleaner dishes. Finish Dishwasher Cleaner. Unbeatable finish.
This month at Beds R Us, you can buy from no deposit and pay no interest for 1,000 days. Get out of that old bed and into a new sleepyhead or one-to-rest bed with 1,000 days interest-free from Beds R Us.
Make your next bed a sleepyhead from Beds R Us.
At Lighting Direct, it's up to 50% off in our sensational stock clearance sale. We're making room for our new arrivals and clearing loads of stock at up to 50% off. It's sensational.
Think Lighting Direct.
40% of children now suffer from asthma, eczema or hay fever.
I hate seeing them like this.
Allergic to Life, next on 1.
It's Christmas Day on Coronation Street, a peaceful and joyous time for the residents of Weatherfield, but not in the MacDonald household.
I saw Jack and Vera arguing in the street on the way here. She threw him out. You know what they're like? Arguing like cat and dog. But you couldn't imagine either of them with anybody else. In the end, one of them would die in the other one's arms. I'll put money on it. I used to think me and you were like them.
We are?
Difference is, they were arguing over a £1.99 second-hand Christmas card.
It's the saddest scenes that I've ever played in that show. Because you can't help just thinking, God, this is where it's come to, and you know, and they're so loved. Karen and Steve are so loved, and people don't want them to split up, and this isn't what people want to happen. But the way it's been written, people will totally understand why he's got to kind of let her go, because she does. She needs help, and it's very, very sad.
We love each other. Oh, I do love you, Karen. Well then. I just can't live with you anymore. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for either of us or anybody else around us.
I just burst into tears doing this scene, like properly cried, and it was like, where did that come from? You know, so it was weird, but it looked great. So we carried on with it, and we did really get really into it, really emotionally, you know, which was a first for me, really.
So you are going to let Tracy win? You're going to allow her to wreck this marriage?
This has got nothing to do with Tracy or Amy. I'm finishing with you for my own sanity.
There were real tears, and, you know, it wasn't kind of technically done. It was all very high on emotion that day.
So I'm sorry, you're just going to have to go.
For a take, stand by. And action.
It's the end of the road for the MacDonalds and the end of Karen's time in Weatherfield. Before she leaves, Saran must film her exit scene, one of the most exciting and emotional moments of all her time on Coronation Street.
It's very dark and it's very cold, and the street is absolutely covered in a blanket of snow. And one of the best exits I think I've ever seen on the street It's very up there with Elsie Tanner leaving the street, or Bette Lynch leaving the street, which is quite right, because Karen MacDonald is a Coronation Street icon as far as I'm concerned. She has a very fitting leaving, very classic Coronation Street, not to be missed.
We think the writers might have written Shelley in because we're best mates.
Because there's no
reason why Shelley would be.
I should be in this scene. I think they're just doing it
with your
to show our kids
on and your coach.
We were in tears after that scene, and the fabulous irony of not real life is that Shelley doesn't give a monkey's whether Karen's there or not, to be honest. All she does is cause trouble in a pub, so if she's not there, then fantastic. No, you know, one less factory girl to chuck out, really. But obviously, you know, in real life, it's me and Saran, you know, parting company in work, obviously, but which is a very sad thing.
This wonderful scene that when I saw it on paper, it made me cry instantly. And I had, as an actress, a very, very proud feeling of where I've brought this character to and what I've done with her.
Keep the snow, please.
Off she goes in the snow. So yeah, it is quite sad. In fact, most of the cast, well, the girls in the cast were reading it and crying in the green room, going, "Oh, it's going to be really sad." But they were right. It is.
I'm going to cry buckets next. Buckets. And then next week we'll be going, Karen who?
Oh, you bitch.
I turned up because I absolutely wanted to see her do her final bit, and it did make me go a bit goosebumpy watching her. Stood with her hand on her hip, saying bye to it. It was just a massive moment. And, you know, and I'm nosy. That's basically the reason I'm nosy. I wanted to see what was happening. I wanted to see the snow on Coronation Street. And it was freezing cold, absolutely freezing cold. And about 1:30 in the morning, I must have been mad, but anyway, I turned up, gagging in. Hiya. She was pleased, I think. She better have been pleased. I'm gonna miss her.
Oh, do that again.
Ooh, that's unusual.
Who said you were gay? Oh, lovely.
Ooh, what did they call that? Isn't that unusual?
Bye. Well,
As much as they love her, there are some things that the cast won't miss.
I won't miss the way she smells. I've never known a girl fart so much in my life. And she's got the smelliest feet of anyone I've ever known.
She's badly behaved. She's naughty. She eats like a horse.
She's the most beautiful woman, then she gives it. Oh, I'm sorry.
She'll kill me for that. I don't care then.
I'm going to miss not being able to walk into that green room every day and not being able to see Sam and Gregson and Kay and all my friends, because it's been 4.5 years of my life and it's just been amazing, and it's going to be like, for a while at least, like I've had my arm chopped off.
I wanted to give Saran a fantastic sending off because she is the life and the soul of the party, and so we wanted a fantastic leaving do. So I came up with the idea of having a Karen MacDonald lookalike party, and it went absolutely really well. I was really chuffed. Half the cast came as Karen.
Hey, Dave.
Hello.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll certainly, as Kate, will miss Karen, and I'll miss doing Tracy scenes with Karen so much, you know, because we just had such a laugh. You know, working together and the scenes, I found I enjoyed doing them because it was just, she was my sparring partner, and also Saran's really good fun to work with. So on both sides, I'll miss working with Saran, and Karen and Tracy, I'll miss those scenes as well.
I adore her, and
I'm going to miss her, and I'm going to start crying.
I don't start crying. Hey. No, don't do that. I love you to bits. I'm going to go and be like, love you to bits.
I'll miss her on set as a character, really, because she's always brilliant to act with. The character's always, you know, spot on and brilliant to work opposite. So, and of course I'll miss the face.
It's nice that at work I really have found a really true friend. Oh.
Sexy Karen, boot Karen, factory Karen, and wedding Karen, and I love them all to bits. We're going to have a great night.
I'll miss her sitting on a mobile phone so she don't have to answer it, and all those things, and us nipping around to Sainsbury's because we don't like what's on the wagon. All those tiny little things, nipping out to Topshop, and that we did together. But But you see, the thing is, I will be friends with Sister Anne forever, so that's just my workplace, so I'm not that sad, even though it's, you know, my little mate's gone from work. It's not that bad, really. I keep saying that to myself.
This has been the best job in the whole world, and I'm so sad to be going, but really proud to be a part of Coronation Street. It's the best.